Oh, like, I don't even know.
Day in the life of a female welding student.
Let me push this content to the side for a second. So for the past few weeks, I've been having a lot of mental breakdowns because I've been getting harassed at school I'm in. I'm in welding school, and I've been getting harassed by the men in my school. So bad that I've been having mental breakdowns in the bathroom, at home, in the school bathroom, at school, in my car, everywhere. I've been trying so hard not to let my temper or just my emotions get the best of me because I work so hard to be here. I shouldn't have to fight in order to learn. But the truth is, I've been harassed so bad and so much that I actually started thinking about dropping out of welding school. And that hurts me even to say out loud. And now, I finally understand why it's only 5% women in the trade. I finally understand why welding is so male-dominated and why all the trades are so male-dominated. Because I know I'm not the first woman they done this to. I know other women walked in with dreams just like mine, and they bullied them right back out the door. And I'm ready to tell y'all what happened. And it's not for sympathy, because I want people to understand what women go through in the trade every day and what they are going through. So let me tell you my story. I've been in welding school for about a year now, and throughout my whole experience in the welding program, I experienced a little bit of harassment, but not like right now. So let me give you guys a timeline so that y'all can follow through. So in this video right here, I got 100. This exam was no multiple choice. It was in the welding lab. This was my first semester in welding school. That was my first semester in welding school. I got 100, and I was just so excited. The teacher was bragging, talking about, oh my God, you got 100. You're the only one in class that got 100. I did not know that me being happy, me being a scholar, me being a great student, me actually getting an A in that exam would have led to what happened. The next day, I get to class and I'm hearing, oh, look at the 100. Look at Miss 100, Miss 100, Miss 100 over here. How you got your 100? So once the teacher showed that I got 100, I looked at everybody's face and they kind of had a screw face. Like, and I'm not bugging. They had a screw face like this. Like, I left class. I went about my day. Got 100. I'm excited. I start posting on social media that I got 100. And I go about my day. The next day I come to class. And as soon as I walk in the door, they're like, oh, look at Miss 100. Look at Miss 100 over there. And I'm like, huh? They start coming in my booth. Same booth. This type of booth. They start coming in my booth saying, oh my God, like, does this look like 100 work? You got 100. How you got 100? Look at her work. I don't even think that was worth 100. You sure the teacher ain't do the work for you? You sure this? You sure? They questioning me. Like, it just was like, what? You would have thought I was in school with a whole bunch of women. I'm the only woman in the program at the time. So I'm like really lost that I am even experiencing this from men. Like, I never even knew men act like this, right? So I'm like, what's going on? I ignore them. The whole semester, they like, oh, here come Miss 100. Here come Miss 100. I'm like, okay, mind my business. The type of personality I have, I don't even be with the BS. I don't kiki. I say what's up, and that's it. I keep it going. I do my work, and I go home. So the semester ends, and I get all A's, a 4.0 GPA. I posted on TikTok. That's the only platform I was using at the moment, so I posted on TikTok. So now the fall semester starts, and I'm like just so excited to go back to school. So the first day of school, we go to this classroom that's humongous, and like they're just taking roll and, you know, telling us the rules and all these things, like how they did last semester. So I start getting introduced to my new teachers and seeing new faces. My old classmates come around me and they saying like, oh, hey, Miss 100. Oh, I heard you got all A's. And I'm like, okay. I'm talking to my new teacher and a few of the men in my old class, the class that I got 100 on that exam, start talking to my new teacher and saying, oh, you gotta watch out for her. She makes people do her work for her. Watch out for her. I hope you're not gonna be the teacher that does her work. So I'm like, what you mean? So I automatically say, what? What you mean a teacher does my work? No teacher does my work. And they start laughing and walking out the class. And I told my new teacher, like, man, they just jealous because I got an A in the class and they didn't. He goes and says, okay, no problem. So I'm like, from the jump, like, from that really kind of turned me off. Like, why would you go tell my new teacher that my old teacher helped me with work? My old teacher did not help me with nothing. Like, she taught me how to weld. From right then and there, I felt like that really just was like such a weird thing that happened to me that I just kind of like charged it to the game. Like, I just brushed it off. I said, you know what? It is what it is. They just jealous. You would think that stopped there? No. Random times they would come into my booth. The same guys from last semester would come into my booth and say things like, oh, you ain't got nobody doing your work for you, huh? And I'm like, why would you think somebody did my work for me? Because I got an A, and they would just walk away and laugh. Right then and there, like, I realized men are very jealous. Jealous of successful, powerful women. I already knew I was successful and powerful, but damn. So a few weeks later, this guy that's always bothering me, but I didn't pay no mind because I knew he had a crush on me, comes to me and says, oh, guess what? I found your TikTok. My heart dropped. Because my personality on the internet is my personality on the internet. I don't really need people to know my personality on the internet. I said, what TikTok? He said, this TikTok. I said, that's not me. He said, that is you. I said, how do you know that's me? He said, oh, duh, it has Welding stuff on it. Like, what a coincidence. It looks like you, and you have the same outfit on in your videos that you have on when you come to school. That's you. And then I said, you know what? Now that you know it's me, can you not tell nobody? He's like, oh, I ain't gonna tell nobody. Did y'all know an hour before he told me, I had seen him and a group of guys huddled up laughing. But I didn't pay any mind. And to this day, I still don't know what they was talking about, right? Because I have no proof. But do you know that a day after that, 2 other guys come and said they seen my TikTok? I said, who told you? They pointed to him. So pretty much, he already had told basically majority of the men in the welding shop. And for him to even say, oh yeah, I would never tell, that just blew my whole ish. Like, I was so annoyed. A couple days after that, another student approaches me and says, hey, I found your TikTok. I said, what TikTok? He said, stop, this is your TikTok, right? You're viral. Oh my God, I can't believe you're TikTok famous. And I said, just don't say nothing. Till this day, I don't know how these people found my TikTok. My content is not normal content. I give dating advice. I help women out with so much. I do. My TikTok is not supposed to be on their For You page. We get a school trip to go to this aerospace company who's hiring us in school or when we graduate. They're just looking for welders. And I get there and it is so amazing. I'm just like, oh my God. But when I get there, I see a few women, but they wasn't welders. They were technicians. They were welding technicians. And I just had this weird feeling. Because one of the girls there, she did a double take. She was a black girl. She did a double take. And I'm like, huh? But I didn't pay any mind. But the way she did a double take, my heart made me feel like she knew who I was. Okay? And I will never forget her face. So now I finished doing the tour, and one of the welders there, I was telling him, yeah, oh my God, like, you know, what type of welder helmet do you use? Do the professionals use? I'm so enthusiastic and so excited. And he goes and shows me, he says, take a picture. So I pull out my phone and take a picture. And one of me and this other guy pull out our phone and take a picture. And the person that was showing us the tour that worked there, he said, oh no, don't take no picture, don't take no picture. So I put my phone away. I already had took the picture though. I get on live the same day, on live. And I'm just like so excited about the tour. And I was telling all the girlies who follow me on live, like, yeah, I went to this Aerospace. It was basically government official. And, you know, it's very top secret and boom, boom, boom. But guess what? I took a picture of the helmet because, like, if you guys want a helmet like this, here's the helmet. Just remember, that's a very important part of the story. I was on live when I said this. One of the students in the welding program, she approaches me and she said, hey, can I talk to you? I said, what's up? She was like, I just want to give you a heads up, but the place that you just went to, the welding facility, yeah, somebody knows your TikTok and they're really upset and you did something that you wasn't supposed to do. And I said, huh? And she was like, yeah, just be mindful what you post on TikTok. So I'm like, wait, what? She's talking so vague. Like, she's not even explaining. I'm like, what, girl? She's like, oh, I can't disclose her. Off the jump, that turns me off. When somebody tells me something like that and you don't disclose who it is or any other information, it's given like, what is up? Like, what was the purpose of you telling me this? So she also proceeds to tell me that the higher-ups know about my TikTok. The higher-ups in the community college know about my TikTok. So I'm like, okay, how do they know about my TikTok? She was like, oh yeah, the person from the job that you just went to take a tour, yeah, they told them. So I'm like, told them what though? She was like, oh, just be careful. Just be careful what you post on TikTok. People are watching you. So I'm like, what? When she told me that, I started freaking out because it's like, I was so excited. I was like, oh yeah, I know I'm gonna get this job. And then for her to come and like step on my dreams, like, and for this to feel like the world was low-key caving in, like, because everything that I was so excited for just went in the garbage. I was like so annoyed. Like, she told me this as soon as I get to class and I can't even focus. What's going on? Like, why are people acting like this? Like, people are acting like I'm Beyonce in here. Like, why is this even happening? Why do people want to see my social media? Why does this matter? Like, how about if I don't even want that job? How about that? It's about to be Thanksgiving break. I see her again in the school and I'm like, you know what? Let me just ask her before I go on Thanksgiving break. I don't want to think about any of this and I just want to know more. She's very vague again. She's like, oh, you know, I don't really want to disclose who was saying that about you, but like, just be careful. Be careful what you post. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, you know what, whatever. I'm about to go on Thanksgiving break. If that company does not want to hire me, whatever. I had a project due the day before Thanksgiving break, and I wound up stressing out and not getting the project due because I feel like I was so overwhelmed about that situation. I could not focus on those projects because I just felt like there's really higher ups talking about me. Like, there's really people in higher places in welding talking about me. Like, I literally was kind of going nuts a little and I had to keep it inside and control myself. The day before all the projects was due, I went to my teacher and I said, hey, you know, I don't think I'm going to have these projects due on time. He's like, well, that's going to affect your grade. in my head, I was like, dang, next week I'm about to get inducted into the Honor Roll Society because I have a 4.0 GPA. Now my grades are about to be affected because I've been stressed out about other people bringing drama to me. Like, this is so unfair. So I go in and I talk to my teacher and I'm like, I'm going through a lot right now. He kind of looked like he really didn't care what I was going through. Because I wasn't really explaining it. Like, I said the whole social media, but he kept saying, well, if your social media is not that bad, why are you stressed? Little does he know, because my privacy was invaded. That's why I'm stressed. I'm stressed because nobody in here should know about my personal life. Nobody. Okay? I come here to weld. I come here to get an education. And that's it. I don't want to be the talk of the town. That's why. We go on Thanksgiving break. And I'm just like talking to my family. And they was just like, man, you don't have to work. You don't got to work there. You ain't got to work there. It's okay. You can always get another job somewhere else. So much people will hire you in welding. Don't worry about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm staying positive. And I just was in good spirits. I was around people who love me. So, yeah. I get back to school. The break is over and I get back to school. As soon as I step foot in the school, I walk back in the school in the morning and I see a whole bunch of guys laughing and saying, oh, look who it is. Look who it is. And I'm like, huh? And they like, day in the life as a female welder. Day in the life as a black female welder. And I'm like, huh? And I just walk by because I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, are they mimicking my TikTok? Nah, I'm not tripping. Not everybody know my TikTok. There's no way. Y'all, there's a student that's showing your TikTok to the president and the dean of the school. Why? He's like, man, I just want to let you know, welding school, electrician school, plumbing school, all those type of trades is very competitive. And, you got a good grades and you're very likable. So maybe they trying to knock you out the competition. What? And he was like, anyway, you can continue doing your project. Continue doing my project. At that moment, I wanted to go the fuck home. There's no project. Like, I wanted to really investigate. So, you know what? That's what I did. I said, you know what would a detective do? Because right now, I need to get to the bottom of this. Like, who knows about my TikTok? Who follows me on TikTok? Who knows of my TikTok? So let's get to the bottom of this. I go around everybody in the program and I said, hey, they're like, what's up? I said, what's your TikTok? Let me follow you. The first person I did that to, they said, oh, yeah, I know you viral and stuff like that. I said, oh, you know my TikTok? Yeah, I follow you. I took my phone, their TikTok, and then I said, hey, I just followed you. They said, oh, that's good. As soon as I follow, I blocked. I did that to literally 20 students. 20. And who I choose is who was making me feel as if they know of me. I know it's crazy, but my woman intuition helped me out today. Because as soon as my woman intuition radar started going off, I was like, oh, let me take out my phone. What's your TikTok? When I tell you, everybody that I followed didn't even have 200 followers. And it's not to even make fun of anybody that don't have any followers. It's the fact that I see why it's the hate. Like, I have over 200,000. I'm a nobody. I'm in the welding program, just like them. What they see. They don't know nothing about me. But they see me minding my business, always have a happy-go-lucky personality, getting straight A's, doing so much. They started to have this jealousy and anger, okay? Not only did the anger started to really like overflow over the cup, yeah, I started to tell people I'm getting scholarships on TikTok. I started to show my 4.0 GPA on TikTok. I started to show a whole bunch of things to inspire women. Little did I know that I had monitoring spirits watching me from my mother effing school. If I would have known that monitoring spirits like them would be watching me, I would have literally put on a better show. It's finals week and I'm going through all of this, right? So I'm like, okay. Of course, I can't focus on my schoolwork again. And I feel like they're purposely fucking up my GPA. I literally feel like they were purposely messing up my GPA. Like, it's sabotage. There's no way. Come to find out that these people were watching my page this whole time. This whole time. So now, I started blocking everybody. I blocked everybody to the point that throughout the day they were like, how come I don't see your friend request that you asked for? I'm like, oh, my Wi-Fi is messed up. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I was so angry today. Like, this happened today, by the way. I was so angry today that I needed to get to the bottom of it. I did. Like, I needed to understand what's the problem. So I went to this guy who has a crush on me, the Welding program. I knew he would have told me. So I said, hey, let me ask you a question. Can you tell me what's going on? Like, do everybody know my TikTok? He was like, crazy thing is, when you came back from the break, he started snitching, y'all. He said, that day you came back from the break, this guy that I helped get it. So you know what makes me even more mad about this situation? That day when I came back from the break and everybody was laughing, saying, oh, day in the life, day in the life. One of the guys that was saying that, I helped him get a job. I helped him get a job. I helped him get a job. After that day, I came back from break and he was like, oh, look at day in the life, laughing with all the guys. I realized when he started saying day in the life, laughing, I realized, like, he don't say what's up to me no more. So today I said, you know what? Let me ask him for his TikTok. I said, hey, can I ask you a question? He said, hey, what's up, $57 an hour job? I said, huh? He said, Miss $57 an hour. How you doing? Miss Scholarship. How you doing? I said, oh, you follow me on TikTok? He said, yeah. I said, let me see. Let me follow you. He's like, no, why? I said, come on, let me follow you. Like, you just following me? Something in him gave me his phone. And I typed in my information and it showed that we was friends. So I followed him. And as soon as I followed him, I said, you see? Look, we friends. He was like, okay, Miss $57 an hour job. And I said, okay. I took my phone and I seen that I was following him, obviously. I blocked him. I have over 20 people on the block list right now. And I don't regret it. I should have blocked them a long time ago. This drama and this whole ordeal would have never happened if I would have blocked them a long time ago. Okay? So, that wasn't enough for me to block. Because I still needed to understand why. So, I walked away and I approached this guy who has a crush on me. Another guy who has a crush on me. And I knew he wasn't going to lie to me. So, I said, let me ask you a question. Was you in the room with everybody when they was showing my TikTok? He was like, yeah, it was a lot of us. It was like 30 of us and they started laughing at you. I said, laughing at what? They was laughing at your day in the life content and how you said you're one of the best welders in the program and how you got a 4.0 GPA and how you got scholarships and jobs lined up and jobs and all that stuff. They was laughing at you, including him over there, and pointed to the guy that I just blocked, the guy that I gave a job to. So I'm like, laughing at me. He said, yeah, the day after the break, you came into the building. Yeah, they was in the classroom and they was laughing at you. And he started pointing at everybody that was laughing at me. I'm in the school right now. I'm in class. I was so embarrassed. I just felt like, why? Why? You understand? Why would y'all make fun of me, laugh in my face? These are the same guys that be like, how you doing? What's up? What's up? Trying to be cool with me, asking me for my tools, asking me can they borrow stuff, looking at my work, talking about, oh, it look good, it look good. That whole time, that whole month, that whole couple weeks, they've been coming in my booth, looking at my work. And this whole time, y'all was just joking. Y'all was just laughing at me. Y'all was looking to see if I'm really that good of a welder. Or why does she have scholarships? Why does she have a 4.0 GPA? She don't deserve none of these things. So it was bullying and harassment. So now I have a meeting with the dean. I cried so much today because that was so humiliating. I really contemplated on quitting. I worked so hard, y'all, to get scholarships and so much. I feel defeated. I have a meeting with the school tomorrow and I feel like a laughing stock. Like, I feel like everybody was laughing and judging me and having a good old time for a while. And I was the last to know. I feel like I was in one of those small town movies where the bully makes the nerd feel so small. Like, I feel like they try to humble me because I decided to get a scholarship. I decided to get scholarships and have a 4.0 GPA and go so hard and make a following, a social media following, a support system on social media of tons of women who want to get into the trade. I did that. I made a name for myself, and they can't, and they cannot, and they will never be able to make a name for themselves because look how they treat people. With hate, with jealousy, monitoring spirits. That was so humiliating. Like, I don't even know if I want to go back to school. They stressed me out. This is finals week. I've been so stressed out for so long, y'all. And I've been getting harassed by men, never by women. Never by a woman telling me, oh, Miss A, I'm not gonna lie, I feel defeated. Like, to be the only black girl surrounded by men. I feel like giving up. And I work so hard. I work my behind off. I work so hard, y'all, to get scholarships, to get good grades. And then for like people to make fun of me because of me working hard and wanted to broadcast it on social media. It's very humiliating. I feel defeated. I don't even want to go back. If I knew that those guys was gonna try to violate me and humiliate me like that, from the day I signed up for welding school, I would have turned into one sexy BBW. And now it's really making me realize that I could never be myself around people who don't care about me. Like, not even at a job, not even at a school, nowhere. I have to be one sexy BBW. If I was one sexy BBW, I would have never been upset like this. Because I would have never been nice. I would have just did my work, go home. If they say what's up, I say what's up, that's it. I literally would listen to them talk and joke. And this whole time they hated my guts because I was a scholar, because I'm a scholar. They hate my guts because I'm doing my damn thing in school. I'm so over this. Like, nah. At this point, like, I don't know. I just need to pray because the enemies is out. Let me fix myself because I'm literally crying my makeup. But honestly, y'all, that really pissed me off. Y'all know that really pissed me off. Like, for me to actually show my just true personality of just being cool, calm, nice, sweet to strangers, and this is the things that I get. Anyway, tomorrow I have a meeting with the higher ups, and I'm just gonna tell you how it goes. I'll come back for part 2. So make sure y'all subscribe, give me with a thumbs up, and come back for part 2.